Please, others, students, please put your camera off. Sivaranjani and others, please put your camera off. Handing over to you, sir.
Respected Principal of the college, Dr. Christiana Singh, respected staff advisors of Economia Club, Dr. Rebecca, Dr. Ruth, and other faculty members of the Department of Economics, and my dear young friends of the Department of Economics. Happy morning to you all. How are you all? And I'm very happy and proud to be part of this inaugural ceremony of Economia Club of one of the premier institutions of Tamil Nadu, Lady Dope College. I deem it a great honor given to me. I thank the organizers and the management of Lady Dope College for this wonderful opportunity to share my little what I have on online learning. And your principal made my work very simple, set the tone for my talk. And I enjoyed her talking. She was so good from the beginning when she appeared, when she came into Google Meet. She was texting with the students, and she was just enjoying. And when she was talking, she was telling us about new normal. I really enjoyed her mere attitude. You are so wonderful to have such a principal, student friendly, staff friendly, and making situations comfortable and friendly to all. You know, people like her, it is very difficult to see people like her in the world, and we are so lucky to have her. And I'm thankful to all the office bearers and staff advisors of Economia Club. I was happy that so many activities are taken place, and when Ms. Shubiksa was pointing out the list of activities, she said students are given both academic as well as co-curricular trainings. You know, these days, not only academics will give you employability skills or train you with employability skills. It is essential to go with parallel track. One is academic, the other one is co-curricular activities or towards the employability track. So we should go parallelly, and these days we are talking about skill-based learning. And we should be skillful, only then we'll be able to get a good job with sky-high salary. And my dear friends, I'm sharing the slide now to talk to you about 30 minutes online learning. Kindly hold on, I'm sharing the screen for you all. Madam, is my screen visible? Madam, could somebody tell me, is my screen visible?
Sir, it's started presenting, sir.
Yeah.
Now
Once
it's
the,
visible, sir.
yeah, thank you, madam. So my dear young friends, I will talk to you about online learning these days as we are at pandemic. I shall talk to you about on 30 minutes, and I will love to have your questions for about 10 to 15 minutes at the end. My dear friends, no, this COVID-19 had made us departed. We are not connected to our campuses. We are not connected to our institutions. We are not connected to our teachers or friends. But still, teaching and learning relationship go on because of the ICT. Information communication technology has paved the way, has made it possible, brought in a transformation from conventional teaching to ICT based teaching. As I said, the learning and teaching practices in the conventional method has been transferred to ICT based. COVID-19 has paved the way for the same. My dear friends, this is the digital era. The world has become global village. You get everything. You ask your teachers earlier days, if, if at all we want to make a call to Delhi, which is just located from 2000 kilometers away from Tamil Nadu, you will have to wait a day to book a trunk call. But these days it has become very simple. We are able to communicate anybody. We are able to share our files. We are able to share anything that what we have with us digitally. The world has become a village. We are able to get anything. Our lifestyle has become smarter. We are able to book our tickets at home. We need not go to shop, buy things. We sit at home, get things. We get all that is needed sitting at home. Our lifestyle has changed and we have become smarter with information communication technology. And the future is going to be much more interesting with Internet of Things. And I am a layman of economics. I may not know economics, but still, I just wanted to give you the economical perspective of IoT also. Future is going to be completely technology oriented. There is a concept called Internet of Things. You know, earlier we human beings were connected just orally. We used to talk with our friends. Then later it came computer to computer. Computer networks came. And social media. We're able to connect with through social media. And now we are thinking in terms of scientists are thinking in terms of connecting all the things. All the human beings are going to be connected with machines. All the virtual and live objects are going to be connected by way of Internet of Things with the backbone of Internet. We are going to trace the inferences, the environmental changes, and so on. And Internet of Things is going to bring a lot of economical transformation, both in technology as well as global economics. So we should be ready for it. We should ready to enter into the future life with Internet of Things. Whether we like it or not, technology has both good and bad. So we are going to face Internet of Things. I tell you a small example for Internet of Things. If you are at home, you can be connected, you can be traced. You may not like it, but still. And city traffics, all the cars can be connected. And in your college, all the trees can be connected. And automatically watering, plants watering can be done automatically with the help of Internet of Things. And old people or everyone can be, our health parameters can be observed minute by minute. And based on that, we can have a decision. If there is an emergency, ambulance or doctor, physician will be alerted. Automatically, people will be attended. Patients will be attended at the spot. These are all few examples of IoT. And robotics is going to play a major role, a vital role in future. So now, as a whole, this is the digital era. The changes have been made. And you are lucky, you young children are lucky to be born with technology. You ask your teachers, they may be olden days, there were no gadgets at all. They were doing everything manually. Now, everything is done with computers. You're lucky to be born with technology. And earlier people say, born with silver spoon, but you are born with mobile phones. Your entire world is with you in your hands. Are we making use of it in the right purpose? We need to think of. We are using it for connecting with our friends. We are using it to get news, and we are using it to share, chat. But are we using it academically? That is the question mark. And my dear friends, as I told you earlier, see this picture that gives you various things where the IoT or the Internet of Things, robotics, going to be employed, and that will give huge economical transformation by way of employment. Weather service, weather monitoring could be one choice. Bank and insurance are completely become digital, have become digitalized, and farming, it becomes smart farming without people, without human intervention. All the activities of farming is done with Internet of Things. And the commodity stock exchange completely digitalized, and government services are all are slowly becoming e-services. Those days getting certificate from government office, people walk up and down. These days, sitting at home, we are able to get any document from the government. The village knowledge center that offers data to the farmers, and internet has reached out even to global villages, remote villages. and we are able to be connected with all the possible means of Internet of Things. Now, with regard to education, now teaching, learning, normal teaching, conventional teaching and learning practices have become now ICT teaching and learning. There is a shift from the ordinary or conventional method from the ICT enabled teaching and learning. Now the situation has made it possible much more to, it has forced us, COVID-19 has forced us to adapt to ICT based teaching and learning practices. And that is why we are here. And I'm happy Lady Doe College, the Department of Economics has begun its activities with Economy of Lab, even though the college has not begun. The institutions are shut, but still you have begun an activity through ICT. It is a starting point. As I told you earlier, now the situation has made us all, has forced us all to continue our learning. And as your principal said, we were enjoying the holidays at the beginning. Not only you, all the teachers, we were taking some rest. And after a week or so, we were bored up. And now teachers are much more busier than the usual schedule. We have become, we are entering into new normal. That is, we are practicing it as a normal. Now all of us are busy attending webinars, conferences online. And now you students are slowly getting into the practice of ICT learning. And my dear friends, earlier in TLE, conventional TLE, it is teacher-centric. Now, my dear friends, I tell you, it is going to be student-centric. You are going to be the master. It is all about centering yourself, centering the students. All the activities will be based on centering the students. You will enjoy online learning as well. Though we are not connected, though you are not able to interact with your teachers face to face, but the ICT has paved the way for meeting your teachers virtually, meeting your friends virtually. I understand some of you appear with your camera, that you are eager that to show your face to your friends and want to see the faces of your own friends and teachers. But still, due to these presentations, we are unable. But still, I hope when you go for your classes, when you go for your regular classes with Microsoft Teams, you'll be able to do so, meet people, your teachers, your friends face to face. So, my dear friends, you will enjoy because the TLE, ICT based TLE, teaching and learning evaluation practices will be centered around you. So, you are going to be the master. And now, my dear friends, I would like to give you the evolution. The government of India from 2000 onwards has made a lot of efforts to make education accessible to all virtually. You know, in 2000, professors of your colleges may know Gyan Darshan was introduced, through which people were given a lot of shows, education content were given to students through television. And 2005, Gyan Vani was there through radio talks and video in DD, Doordarshan. We were getting talks using Gyan Vani. And in 2005, Gyan Ghosh, E-Gyan Ghosh was another initiative by the government of India. See, these are all at the beginning. Now we are entering into the enormous amount of e-learning resources available and accessible globally for all the students. You know, we have got Swayam, we have got MOOC, we have got NPTEL, and we have also got Coursera. All these platforms, I've named only few. These platforms that facilitates, funded by the government and supported by the government, recognized by the government, facilitating students to take up their credits online learning. I'm sure your college would have encouraged you to obtain credits from this online learning. MOOC, Swayam, NPTEL, and Coursera that offers number of courses. Most of them you will enjoy, and most of them are free. And you professors may know UGC and MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Development, has given the clear guidelines to the institutions, universities that if the students take up online courses, the credits have to be added into your mark sheets. For example, there is a syllabus framed by your college. Yours is an autonomous institution. The syllabus is framed by your college. I'm sorry. The syllabus is framed by your college. Now you can take up a particular course from other institutions, maybe one of the portals of listed here in the slide, and the credit will be included in your college in your own mark sheet, and it is going to be mandatory. Happy news is that it's going to be mandatory. It's going to be more flexible. So you can take up few courses of your own program. If you're doing economics, you can take up digital market provided by one of these portals. And I tell you, globally there are Coursera that offers courses for all the university students, and you've got plenty of e-content repositories by various universities, and now it has become visible just because of COVID-19. People are accessing it, and the premier institutions of India like IIT, NIT, and other institutions that has allowed the other students, other than their own students, they have allowed the other students to access the repositories of their own. I give you an example. University of Bombay has come out with an idea of spoken tutorial. If you want to learn anything, if you want to know e-commerce, there are plenty of courses available. Uh, University of Bombay, you can take up those courses, nicely prepared, and every modules are given in the form of e-content. You can learn on your own path. You can learn on your own way, on your own time, on your own schedule. That's something very interesting. It is a small example of online learning. For example, in conventional teaching and learning evaluation methodology, you are put on a pressure that you will have to come every day at 8 o'clock, you will have to move into the institution, and you will have to sit for 5 hours, you will have to complete this test assignment, and online teaching and learning practices will give you comfortability. Learn with your own pace, with your own time, with your own device, and with your own place. My dear friends, what are the facilities that online learning offers? It is a strong platform where you get access to all the resources. For example, if a file is shared, you are able to access, you are able to communicate, you are able to do anything that can be done with a conventional teaching and learning. So it has become a strong platform for the teachers and students. It reduces your paperwork. You need not carry books. You need not carry. See, I'm sorry to interrupt here. Books can never be replaced. Though there are a lot of e-contents, though there are plenty of e-resources like tutorials, but the books can never be replaced. The reading books with our hands and reading books, sitting in library or rooms, that gives you a kind of feel that should never be replaced, in my opinion. But still, the paper works, your writing works are reduced. Wasting papers are reduced. Environmentally safe. And you will be more creative when you involve yourself in online learning. There are a lot of creativity. For example, if you are given an assignment, you are able to search, you are able to do anything that you want, you are able to add creativity, you are able to add embellishment to your work. That becomes creative. And my dear young friends, exams are conducted online. IBBS exams are conducted online. And if at all you want to become government officers, all the exams have become online. Now it is the right time to practice online examination. You will be acquainted with exam preparation, and that will motivate you, that will make you an experienced person. So when you go in for real-time examination, it becomes very simple for you. And this platform, this ICT will definitely improve your cognition, your learning ability. Certainly, your learning ability will be improved. See, psychologically, we may have some problems when we don't meet each other, but still, our learning will be improved. You will be motivated. You will be interested towards online learning. So naturally, the cognition increases. And my dear friends, as I told you earlier, it has made the way for you to walk for self-learning. You can learn by yourself. I tell you out of my experience, whatever that I've learned on my own, that stands for a long time. If I read from book or if I do something, we forget and go. But if you learn something on your own, that stays for a very longer time because you put your heart and soul to learn. You are interested. You are motivated for the particular learning practice. So it stays in your mind. It stays in your heart. It stays for lifelong. So self-learning is another element that is highlighted in online teaching and learning. And as I told you earlier, ease of learning. You're happy. There is no pressure, as your principal said. There is no pressure. You sit at home. For example, you relax. For example, at a particular day, if it were to be a conventional teaching, you'll have to rush to college in a traffic. Now you can get up little early, a little late, maybe at around 6:30 or so. Afterwards, we can have your breakfast and you can rest a while and you can go for exercises. And in a relaxing way, you are able to learn on your own schedule. So there is an ease of learning. You can sit late night. You can do anything of learning on your own timing. And there is also a wonderful thing is possible is known as peer learning. You are able to teach each other. There is a group learning. You are able to involve with your student friends. Since you are able to connect, you are able to be connected. So online, you are able to teach each other. You are able to communicate each other. You are able to impart the knowledge what you have gained from ICT, the other sources. You are able to pass it on to your fellow companions. That is also another beautiful thing of online learning. And my dear friends, what are the different methodologies or techniques that can be imparted? These are the various forms. You may have some online lectures, online classes. Sometimes it could be a demonstrative. See what I do, I have been training teachers for past 3 months. There are a lot of teachers are involved. I see some of the teachers, elderly professors sitting at night doing assignments. See, whenever I go for programs, I make sure it becomes outcome based. I train teachers, I give them work. They cannot take certificates without working. They cannot take certificates without completing the task, without obtaining the skills that are imposed in a training. And sometimes I'm thrilled to see professors sitting late night completing their assignments like students. Something amazing. So likewise, there will be demonstrative sessions. There will be online classes, lectures, and there could also be online tests. And when test comes, it may not be the test that you had it in a conventional way, writing paragraphs. No, it may be objective type. You need to know, we have a term called reading line between. So you should know the nuances of your subjects. You should know the nuances of concept deep into a particular subject, a particular chapter. So it will be a different test. And online assignment could be different. You will not be writing in pages. No. For example, you will be asked to assess the economical situation in COVID-19. You will have to take up you will have to analyze a lot of details available. You will have to browse through journals. You will have to browse through magazines. You will have to browse through business channels, new media houses, and out of which you will be analyzing, and your creativity increases. And your assignments will be entirely different. You will be given a video. You will be asked to assess the video. You will be asked to comment on the video. You will be asked to write a poem. You will be asked to write a report. You will be asked to present a budget. So likewise, the assignments will be very interesting where you fully involve. And there is also occasionally you will have, I recommend the teachers to have quizzes every day. The quizzes that will motivate us. For example, if a lesson is taught today, if a lecture is given today, why don't we have 5 questions based on the lecture at the end of the lecture? Or maybe at around, for example, if the lecture is delivered at 10 o'clock, 10 to 11, why not we go for a quiz at the end of the evening? And my dear friends, don't worry, you will not have continuous classes. Since it is online classes, you will not have continuous classes sitting 5 hours continuously. No, not at all. The hours of lectures will be very much reduced, and your work and your involvement is going to be longer. And you should involve yourself. Those days, earlier, Conventional teaching, teachers' involvement is more. Now, as I told you, it's going to be your centric, student centric. So you involve yourself fully to get to know things on your own based on the roadmap given by the teachers in the lecture. So for that, quizzes will involve you more, and I request the teachers to have quizzes every day so that they'll be interested and they'll listen and they'll be happy to get their score immediately. We have got tools that gives you score immediately, that gives you the better answers for the students, and they'll be able to be cheer up with the score. And if the score is low, they'll be able to improve. That can be. And there is also possibility of webinars organized by different colleges. Why not attending the lecture of the same institution? If St. Joseph's College organizes something on economics, why the students of economics can be part of that? Yes, there is a possibility of webinars, attending webinars. These days, I suppose students have gained a lot of certificates attending webinars. The teachers are busy. I suppose you are also busy attending webinars by which you will be able to get a lot of insights on various topics, not only on economics. You will be able to access the global resources and the topics which are relevant to your subject, as well as the topics which are not relevant to your subject but definitely will help you in one or the other way. And the expertise sharing. For example, in online teaching and learning method, for a person, for a economist, maybe from Delhi, can connect you. For example, inviting a person, economist, maybe take for example, if you want to get connected to Reserve Bank, governor of Reserve Bank, bringing him is very difficult to Madurai. But now it is possible with ICT. You are able to get anybody for about 30 minutes for a consultation, for 1 hour consultation. You can get expertise globally. You can bring anybody globally. We have never thought of earlier days. We used to bring them into our campuses, but it is possible to get their expertise in the campus or wherever we are through online learning. That are the facilities of the online learning. And I expect that higher education should be redesigned. And it is slowly the government of India and MHRD, UGC redesigning the teaching and learning evaluation practices. A committee has been set up by UGC. They are thinking of transforming or redesigning the teaching and learning evaluation practices. The committee has been framed and they are sitting, working, framing the guidelines for that. The education should be flexible. And I am sure it will be flexible. It will be flexible on your own way, on your own path, on your own style. And it should be more innovative. I tell you, my dear friends, it will be definitely innovative. It will not be like your conventional teaching. It will be more creative, more innovative, and that will motivate you, that will kindle your interest towards learning. And it should be of collaborative learning. You'll be able to collaborate with Harvard School of Business. You'll be able to collaborate with students from London School of Business. You'll be able to collaborate with anyone in the world. So there is a possibility, and I expect it should be more collaboration among the institutions. And it's going to be a global education. As I told you earlier, if you're able to complete 4 semesters here in Lady Doak College, you'll be able to complete your degree in another institution elsewhere in the world. So the education is going to be global, and you will have chances of accessing those global education. We call it a standard education, or accessing the premier institution courses that is possible with ICT based learning. And there's going to be enormous, and it should be changes with regard to infrastructure. And in India, we are poor with technology. Particularly, we have not connected the global remote villages, and still there is a plan that's going on by the government of India to connect all the students possible, even students are from the remote area. So students come from rough terrain like mountains. They are going to be connected. There are a lot of technology that is slowly coming in, and it is possible certainly with the help of corporates. And certainly the corporates under the scheme of CSR, corporate social responsibility, they'll be able to supply the necessities, supply ICT tools, whatever needful for the institutions to connect their students who are from the remote areas. And the infrastructure should be changed entirely so that it should be feasible and it should be including everyone uh, and feasible for online learning to every one of you. And these are the changes are expected, and I'm sure it will be soon available in higher education. Higher education will be, certainly it's going to be more interactive. My dear friends, it's going to be interactive. It's not like conventional teaching. We sit and we go. No, it's going to be interactive. When you want to know, you will have to interact. You need to interact. If you need to be enlightened, you should definitely be interactive. And there are plenty of skill-based courses are going to come. We are talking about outcome-based education. Certainly, for example, if I take up a course, it should give me an outcome. Otherwise, we shut the course. We need not conduct. So we are talking in terms of outcome-based education, and this online learning methodology will give you skill-based courses, outcome-based. See, recently I also attended a course on IoT, a practical session by NITTR at Chandigarh. They gave us lab. We were able to work online. We were able to complete our exercise online. It's a purely skill-based course. Only when I submit the assignments given by them. It is actually a practical course. I'm able to simulate the projects and send them. Only then I'm able to get. So it is a must that the people who are involved in online learning, skills should be important. Based on your skills, you are going to get degree. It's no more simply knowledge based. It's going to be knowledge partially and partially skill. Only when you acquaint yourself with a skill, you'll be able to get your degree. You'll be able to get your credit. So skill based courses are going to be there. By imparting the skills, you will certainly get job. You'll be employable certainly. And curriculum integration. What do you mean by curriculum integration? As I shared with you already, there's a curriculum or there's a syllabus for your economics, BA economics or MA economics. You are able to take 60% of the courses from your college, and remaining 40 can be taken from other institutions globally. That can be acknowledged by your institution. That is recognized by the government of India, MHRD, UGC recognizes. So there is going to be curriculum integration. As I told you earlier, if you are interested in a course offered by other college, you can take up, you can avail. You need not think, no, I'm unable to attend that course. No, you can be part of it. And as I told you earlier, the digital market is offered by University of Bombay. You can take up the course and integrate that certificate, that credit into your own certificate, your own course. And globally, whole of country, there are going to be skill development centers. For example, your college is located in Lady Doe College. If you want to go to lab, if a science student, if for example I am sitting at maybe Nagargoil or Trichy, I can get into one of the skill centers nearby my house. And the skill centers may be mostly connected online. And I'm able to access the tools online. And there are going to be virtual realities. For example, I'll get the feel of accessing the particular instrument. I'll be able to, for example, if I'm a physicist, if I'm a chemist, I'll be able to get into a lab virtually. Virtual practices and virtual labs are going to come, and skill development centers are going to be there. Even if the lockdown is lifted, there are going to be centers. You can sit at home and you can have access to the skill development centers nearby your house, nearby your home, nearby your college. So you will be skillful certainly. If at all your college finding it very difficult, if the institution find it very difficult to set up a skill center, which is very costly, it is possible with a skill center that is located nearby your locality. And certainly, this ICT-based education will involve faculty more. And they'll be more interested, they should be into it, only then this is feasible. And there is, as I told you earlier, there is going to be penetration of ICT into remote places with the help of PPP, public-private partnership. The government of India is also planning with the help of technical bodies. And there's going to be a transformation of higher education system. The system is going to be transformed. When you get into colleges in the next academic year, I mean, we have begun the academic year, but still with face-to-face teaching and learning method, the higher education system will be certainly changed in an alarming way. And there's going to be changes in universities and institutions. You will wonder, there are a lot of changes that will encourage you, that will motivate you, you will like the changes. And the technological transformation will be imparted into all the campuses. These are the major changes going to be in education. And my dear friends, there are three terms. One is upskilling. You know, what do we mean by upskilling? Upskilling is a new term. You have to update. You like recharge. For example, if you do not have talk time, you recharge. Likewise, you top up your skills. If you have learned photography, if you have learned e-commerce, you top up your skill again and again. You brush up your skill by upskilling. There are a lot of possibilities. If you are taking a fundamental course at Lady Doe College, you will be able to brush up with an advanced course outside. And self-paced learning, I told you, it is going to be the major criteria which you like very much on your own time in a relaxed way. And there's going to be plenty of resources sufficiently available, have access to all globally. So these are the three which is which will be available, which will be facilitated by online learning, teaching, evaluation mechanism. My dear friends, with that I just put an end for the online teaching and learning challenge. I mean, the facilities and other nuances of online. Now, I was told by Dr. Uma that you are taking up Microsoft Teams, which is a wonderful tool. You know, Microsoft is, it's a very good player in IT that is brought out with Microsoft Teams that facilitates you a lot of things for education. Now, my dear friends, it allows you to work group work is possible, and all the attachments, all the materials that can be shared in the chat itself. You are able to get your PPT of your professor. You are able to get the material. You are able to get the tutorial in attachment itself. And there is an integration of 365. That is a wonderful thing. You are able to be connected with Word. You are able to be work with other office tools of Microsoft. So everything is possible. Here itself, you can complete the work. The drawing, there is one tool called Drawing, Microsoft Drawing, MS Office Drawing, that offers you to draw your own pictures that is necessary for your own subject. So these are few facilities that is offered. Now, my dear friends, I shall tell you few functionalities of this Microsoft Team. You are able to have face-to-face conversation. Now, your professors are asking you to turn off your camera because of network bandwidth. Now this has made way for you to have a face-to-face conversation. You will enjoy it, and you will be able to blur your background. For example, if you are sitting in front of the camera, only you will be focused, not the background. For example, you need not bother all your background at home will not be visible. It can be focused only you, and minimize all the applications and silence. For example, if I am connected over the phone, you are able to cut the phone. For example, when I began my talk, I had a phone. I'm disturbed. Likewise, it will. Thank you for the alarm that I'm reminded of the time. I will complete it in 2 minutes. I will complete in 2 minutes. Thank you. Now, you will minimize all the other applications that run in the phone. You will not be disturbed when you are attending a class. For example, you will not get a call. You will not be disturbed with other application giving pop-up messages. So you will avoid all the distraction that is facilitated by Microsoft Teams. And you can record a meeting. You can record teachers. You can record, capture audio, videos, screen sharing activities. The PowerPoint can be captured. The notes can be easily obtained. These are the few facilities where these are all not available in conventional teaching. For example, if a teacher teaches you in the regular classes, can you record? It is not feasible. But here, you are able to get the record, and if you are not able to understand the lecture, you can play again and again. Some of the teachers, I tell you interesting fact is that when I train teachers, some of them are unable to get the skill digitally because they're not technical savvy, tech savvy. So they ask for the recorded version. So what do? When they are free, they play it again and again to learn on their own. That facility is there in Microsoft Teams. And share your desktop. For example, you can share PowerPoint directly, what I have done right now, and you can share a specific app instead of sharing the screen. Instead of sharing the screen, all that is in the desktop will be seen by others. Now you can share specific app, particularly Microsoft PowerPoint, directly. That is possible. And multitasking, for example, as I told you, there are very many talks can be given together. You can work with the PowerPoint, you can work with other tool, and both the thing can be shared. And you will involve yourself with having the meeting face to face. You will share. You will share the files in the chat. You will be able to do multitasking activities in Microsoft Teams. Your video will be minimized so that you can have when you mute your video, you can have all these activities. That is also feasible with Microsoft Teams. And your meeting will be recorded, and the recording will be available in Microsoft Stream. You need not bother about your space. It will be there in Microsoft Stream. You can access it at any time. It is called cloud storage. So you can access it. You need not bother about the space. And you will be able to track the speaker, and you'll be able to get the text. For example, if I talk, you are unable to follow me. You'll be able to get the notes in the form of text. If I go on talk, it will be available. Even in Google Meet, it is available. If I turn on caption, whatever I speak, that is typed automatically. You can get the text for the notes. So that is also another important feasibility available in Microsoft Teams. And additionally, you can everything is time bound. I mean time stamped. You can have all the activities submitted by the students, staff, and everything time based. You will enjoy that, and the teachers will enjoy, and it will be useful for the teachers. And now, my dear friends, I've given you few facilities or offers that could be given by Microsoft Teams. I'm happy to be part once again, my dear friends. I've shared with you little what I had on online teaching and learning evaluation practices. My dear friends, I'm sure you will certainly enjoy. I would like to sum up once again that this online learning is going to be your centric, student centric. You will learn at your own pace. There is no pressure. There is no timing. There is no there is no pressure put onto you. You will enjoy at your own pace, and you will be certainly improved with your creativity, and it improves your employability skills. It gives you access to global education, resources, and the expertise, teachers, professors, professionalists. So all these are there. It is up to you to make use of it. When you make use of it, I tell you, you can take it from me. You will certainly become a very creative person. You will be a person who could change the world. My dear friends, you have a strong tool in your hand, mobile phone. Make use of it academically. Thank you very much. Have a great day and have a happy learning. Now over to your professors for queries if there are any. Thank you once again for the wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. Kartiyayani?
Madam, if there are any
Yes,
queries,
yes, sir.
if you have planned, yeah.
Girls, if you have any queries, you can ask, sir. You can turn on your mic and you can ask, or you can put your question in the chat box also. You can ask, sir. Sir, I think they have got very clear picture, very clear idea from your lecture. That's why I think there is no question